Welcome to Modern Entrepreneur. I'm Landon Ray, and I have Jenn Scalia with me, who is a visibility strategist for entrepreneurs who want to make an impact. The self-professed introvert and single mom went from rock bottom to creating a 7-figure business in 3 years. Known for her tough love and no BS style, Jenn helps entrepreneurs overhaul their biggest fears and empowers them to share their message with the world. She's the CEO and mastermind of $1 Million Mommy, a company founded to help women across the world reach their dreams and financial goals.
Yes.
Thanks for being here, Jenn.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So 3 years, did you just start 3 years ago, or has it been longer than that since?
Yeah, I feel like I've been an entrepreneur my whole life.
Oh, have you?
But this particular business I started in 2014.
Yeah, so if you think back, at the beginning maybe of your entrepreneurial career, maybe not just 3 years ago, but younger, what would you say is the kind of piece of advice that you could give yourself that would have, kind of made it easier?
Oh gosh, so many, but I think that the number one thing is just to be yourself and really do like what your calling is. I feel I actually went off the beaten path and kind of was like, oh, I should probably try something new, when I really ended up where I was supposed to be and something that was always ingrained in me to do.
So be yourself. Tell me more about what you mean by that, because you hear just do what you love and the money will follow, or just but like being yourself doesn't cause stampedes of people to like come pay you money. I actually think it does. Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do. And that's really the basis of my entire business, is really just how you can bring in your stories, your uniqueness, your experiences, and connect with people in a way that is so much different than just going out there and saying, hey, buy my stuff. But you're really creating relationships with your audience and your potential clients.
Yeah. Sounds like you had like an early experience of like trying to market in a more traditional way.
Yes.
And then something happened. What was that thing?
Yeah, I think I was trying to be someone else, or I was trying to do things very traditionally, and I just found that it didn't work for me. I have a lot of different quirks. Like I said, I'm an introvert, and a lot of the normal things that worked for other people, like live video or webinars, didn't really work for me. So I had to kind of transition and figure out, how can I connect with my people on a different level, in a different way that actually works for me and also works for them. Yeah, so what is the thing that's working for you now that's bringing you customers? Yeah, I think, so like we were just saying, like it's really just bringing my personality, my story to it. And one of the things I do is actually help people, or actually give people an experience, is what I call it, experience marketing. And I essentially take them on a journey, longer journey. So it's a little longer than just, hey, buy my stuff, or here's, a lead magnet, or here's a webinar, and now buy from me. But I'm actually taking people on an experience and really nurturing the relationship before I ever make the sale. So they actually want me to sell them something at the end. Yeah, so tell me more, what do you mean by like, you take them on an experience? So somebody finds you, how do they find you to begin with? Typically it's through a lead magnet, social media. You're advertising? Yes. On? Facebook. Facebook advertising to like some kind of opt-in or social media something pretty simple, checklist, cheat sheet, something of that sort. And then what I do is I invite people to do a 5-day challenge with me. And so that's what the experience is for them. So before we even exchange money or before they buy something from me, I'm actually giving them massive value up front, and I'm giving them a taste essentially of what it's like to work with me. Yeah, and so tell me about the 5-day challenge. What happens? Yeah, they're awesome. So essentially what it is it's step 1 or step 0 before they actually need my product or can get the most benefit from my product. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm creating a small result for them. So I'm giving them massive value. They're getting a result from me. They're starting to associate results with working with me. And then in the process of that challenge, I'm also creating a new problem for them. And my service or my product, whatever it is I'm selling at the time, kind of fills in that gap and says, okay, now you have this new problem. I'm here to help you solve it. Yeah, and you're doing this whole experience through email? Yes, email, and then we bring them over into a community. They're on Facebook or Instagram or whatever the preferred social media platform is. So we're also creating community with the people, and a lot of time they don't want to stray away. They don't want to be the one person that doesn't take the course or jump in on the program. So it creates a really interesting dynamic. Some enthusiasm and some like commitment to, and lots of engagement, following things through. Very interesting. Yeah. So
You know, sounds like you've been through a lot of different entrepreneurial experiences. What is the thing that you think is your unique skill set that's had you be successful like this?
Wow, good question. Lots of different things, but I think it is really just breaking down things really simply. So a lot of people come into this world and they may be service providers or coaches, and they're not marketers. You know, they don't really know how to do certain things. They're not very techy. So for me, I'm able to really take certain things like even funnels or the challenges and break it down in a way that makes sense for them, that's easy for them to do.
When you say them, you mean your team?
My ideal clients.
Your ideal clients?
Yeah, like how to market themselves online.
Oh, gotcha. So you're a great educator.
Yes.
Is what you're saying. It's interesting because it's kind of amazing how many people, when I ask that question, what your unique skill set is, say something in that ballpark, like, I break down complex ideas into simple concepts. It's not everybody, but it's like, you know, maybe definitely top 1 or 2 or 3 answers that we get, and it's starting to make me wonder, like, if that isn't a really core skill, and I don't know if it's necessarily as much about, you know, being able to you know, distill complex concepts, like that's some kind of like special brain thing that we do, or if it's more about like having the confidence to just like ask the silly question, or like, you know, admit that we don't know and go like, wait a minute, how does this work? I need to break this down into and really understand it, instead of kind of like worrying about looking good, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's actually what I talk about a lot too, is just like authenticity, vulnerability, like bringing that into your marketing as well, and really just connecting with your audience in a way that like most people can't.
Interesting. So what is your like kind of cutting edge right now? What are you struggling with? What's hard for you? What are you trying to learn?
Well, funnily enough, speaking, I actually hired a speaking coach at the beginning of the year, and it was just, you know, for me, it's like, you know, I try to be the best at everything, and so when I know that I'm lacking in a certain skill, I'm like, I need to go find the best person that's going to help me do this. And so I hired a speaking coach, and you know, that's kind of like my mountain for this year is, you know, getting more speaking engagements, getting more comfortable on stage, especially being an introvert. And I used to have this deathly fear of being on stage, and now I kind of just go up there. I'm not even nervous. I'm excited. So
interesting. So many people talk about like forgetting about your weaknesses, focus on your strengths. You're, like you said, a self-professed introvert. It seems obvious to presume that like you know, jumping up in front of a you know, a couple hundred people or whatever it is or the whole world, you know, on Facebook Live or whatever, would be a weakness. Why did you choose to focus on shoring up that part of your game?
Well, for me, I feel like, you know, I want just like complete self-mastery. So I'm always looking for the weaknesses and saying, okay, where can I improve and where can I do better? Last year it was sales, you know, even though I've done, you know, lots and lots of sales, I still felt like that was a weakness for me. So that was somewhere where I wanted to say, okay, who's the best salesperson and where can I learn the most from that salesperson? So I'm always looking for the weaknesses and how I can improve them.
A little bit of a sadist.
Yeah.
And so do you tell people that's what they should do, is like go find the weak spots and fix it, and like that's what it takes to barrel through and like be like well-rounded, be able to figure it all out? Yeah,
I feel like, you know, some people lack confidence, or they're, you know, they doubt themselves, and I'm like, okay, but you can always get help. So wherever you're lacking confidence or wherever you're doubting, go get training, practice, like do that one thing until you are confident in it. I feel like you can always get confident in any area where you feel like you're lacking.
Yeah. You've got, you know, obviously years ahead of you, but if you can imagine yourself, you know, towards the end of your career, what would you like your legacy to have been? You know, what would you like to be known for having built?
Yeah, I want to help people, specifically women, create wealth and freedom through business. Yeah, I think as, you know, women, you know, back in the day, it was always like, get a rich husband, you know, and, you know, have somebody take care of you. And I really want to help people. I'm a single mom, and I kind of had to do this on my own. So I want to help other women who are in my position, like really, you know, own their power and be able to create those things for themselves and not have to depend on other people.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we've called this thing Modern Entrepreneur, and we're trying to shine a light on what it is to be an entrepreneur in like 2017, 2018. We have some unique opportunities and maybe also some unique responsibilities as you know, kind of people that are taking advantage of the tools that we now have available to us. What do you think those unique opportunities are, the unique responsibilities? What does it mean to be a modern entrepreneur, do you think?
Yeah, I think it really is about like, just evolving. I think we all have like transitions, we all have phases that we go through in our business, and I've only been in business for a few short years, but I feel like each phase and each evolution is just bringing me closer and closer to where I need to be. And I think, as a leader, it's our responsibility to share that with others too, and have that vulnerability that it's okay to change your mind, it's okay to shift things and transition and evolve into, that person that you ultimately will want to be.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. It's been
Thank
a
you.
total pleasure. Will you sign our wall?
Absolutely.